and really the transition has already taken place. Illustrated in this article is Luka Doncic is a manager, Rob Pelinka, Luka himself, and JJ Redick, and they meet at this swanky LA restaurant, right, where everybody goes in the front except for Luka. Luka goes in the back, right, because he's just such a star. So the four of them get together to discuss the future of the Lakers. Obviously absent, I mean, you would think that might be six, right? LeBron James and Chris Paul. But no, they're completely absent. And I thought part of the article, and of course, like there was clever writing by Windhorst and Ramona Shelburne, they talk about how, Luka went in the back and met those three guys, but they all walked out the front, right? Paparazzi, people out there that can see, like, this is the new face of the Lakers, right? It's Luka Doncic, it's Rob Pelinka, it's JJ Redick, and it's not LeBron James. And over the weekend, Rich Paul spoke with Frank Iasola from Sirius NBA Radio. Now, he told Frank, he said, listen, I told LeBron, because Frank's like, hey, what's going on? What's the status? What have you guys been talking about? And he said, hey, I told LeBron just have a great summer, man. Like, we re-signed with the Lakers, a one-year deal, and that's where it's at. And then he was asked about his conversation, Rich Paul's conversation with Dave McMenamin, because as Dave McMenamin reported, Rich Paul said there are 4 teams in the NBA that are willing to trade for LeBron James. And those 4 teams, as we learned, this is according to Frank Iasola, speaking this morning on NBA radio on Sirius XM, was Cleveland, Miami, the Clippers, and somebody else. Cleveland, Miami, and Golden State, okay? Conventional wisdom says you want to go to Cleveland or Miami because, gosh, competing in the West would be tough. But the Hollywood ending, and I want to get back to the story and how they kind of couch this situation. And also, I know how this story was written. I have a very, very good feeling about how this story was written. Hang on one second, okay? Hold on. Mom.
Honey.
What's going on? Everything all right?
Will you be home next Monday and Tuesday?
Yeah, I will be, actually.
When are you leaving? Wednesday?
No, next Saturday, I think. Okay?
You'll be here a whole week?
Yeah, I got you. I got you covered. What do you need?
No, wait, because I need to have a doctor's appointment, and it's all the way out in Thorndale. And my appointment's in August, but I'm going to tell them I can only see them next.
Yeah, I'll take you.
But tell me, you'll be here.
We can take a break if we need to, Pete.
No, Mom, I got you. I love you. All right, let me call you back. I'm in the middle of doing the show.
Well, okay.
All right, bye. Bye. Love you. Best mom ever, Terry Sousa.
The whisper at the end got me, bro. Okay.
Like now she's going to
She immediately goes, okay, love you.
Yeah, she's the greatest. A little quality time coming up next week with Mom. Okay, so I can pick up right where I left off. So the Lakers basically, in that article, it was outlined there. What is that? Come on, Scotty. All right, well, that's at least we're talking about praise stuff, so that's good. So the Lakers offered LeBron. They didn't offer him anything. That's the point. So LeBron had to literally reach out to the Lakers, right? LeBron and Rich Paul and say, hey, we're going to do the one-year deal. The Lakers didn't get on him to sign it, because it was a player option, and the Lakers didn't offer him another year. And I think that when we start to really get into the nuts and bolts of this, we have to talk about people, right? And there's a lot of people stuff that's associated to this. Like, it's black and white, right? LeBron James, the best NBA player over the last 30 years, without question, who is still playing very well, playing for one of the most historic organizations in the NBA and NBA history, which has just been sold for $10 billion. So there's changes going on up top at the Lakers, whether anybody wants to talk about that or not, it's the truth. On the other side, and then you have LeBron who, says to himself, well, I chose to play for the Lakers, in 2018. I came here, but the Lakers say, hey, well, we got you AD. We drafted your son. That was a year ago, guys. And you gave us one championship in now 7 years, which is great. But hey, man, you got like Kobe brought like 5 or 6, right? Magic, Kareem, 5 or 6. Like, so we've got to get away from like LeBron has been so transient in his career as an NBA player. I think it's hard for him to get that allegiance he would like from an organization. And he's seeing that now with the Lakers. Because if I'm LeBron, this gets to his side of it, right? My ego is saying to me, well, like, I came to this city. I won these guys a championship. I'm playing maybe close to, I'm running out of gas a little bit, but numbers-wise and performance-wise, some of the best basketball of my career. If you look at LeBron's entire body of work, this last season is up in like the top third. And he's not getting the love that he's used to getting. And so when Dave McMenamin goes up to talk to him at that game, this is where this kind of began a little bit. When McMenamin goes to talk to LeBron and says, hey, you want to come on, right? Like McMenamin was doing sideline for the Summer League, and LeBron was there to see Bronny, and LeBron's like, man, I ain't got nothing to talk about, right? I think LeBron is like bummed out. I mean, he's always passive-aggressive, right? Always. And he's being passive-aggressive again. I would guess, I mean, things can really change. But the writing is on the wall that, like, LeBron will not be a Laker for all of next season. And there are trades right now where, you know, we talk about those 4 teams. Maybe that's a possibility. But LeBron and Bradley Beal, only 2 players in the NBA, by the way, with no trade clauses. So there is potential that maybe LeBron and Rich Paul back off that no trade clause, like a real small chance, but I doubt that too. And that's why those 4 teams, I think, are so important. I think you could throw New York in there too. But that's just me. I think from a fan perspective, I would be interested in that, because that article, back to the Brian Windhorst and Ramona Shelburne article, it talked about the fact that the opportunity for a Hollywood ending for LeBron James in Los Angeles is gone, right? But he could still have a Hollywood ending in New York, right? You take the Lakers to a championship for the first time in 50 years. That would be pretty amazing. You go to Cleveland, you take Cleveland to a championship. That would be pretty amazing. And I also have an Austin Reeves talked about this on his show, his podcast. So I don't want to pretend like this was my idea, but it makes sense. I'm pissed I didn't think of it first. Brian Windhorst is like, this is Brian Windhorst sticking it to LeBron. Okay. And he just hang in there with me. Remember the Pat McAfee show when LeBron came on and kind of shit on Windhorst a little bit. It was kind of like, the guy's been following me around, and, you know, I mean, and Windhorst would be the first dude to line up and tell you LeBron James has had 99% to do with the success for myself as a writer. Now, I think that would be him giving LeBron too much credit. Brian Windhorst does an amazing job, and like most things in life, the timing was there, and he was ready for the opportunity, right? And he delivered. And he continues to deliver. But when LeBron made those remarks, passive-aggressive again, towards Brian Windhorst, I guarantee the moment Windhorst heard that, at some point, he's like, you know what, dude? I'm through. And not like he is like protecting this guy, 24 hours, 7 days a week. But I am sure there have been stories that would have been real derogatory in nature about LeBron James that Brian Windhorst has backed off of. Well, that clearly has ended. Because if you read that piece, and I would urge anyone to go read that piece on ESPN.com about LeBron leaving LA, Windhorst is so connected throughout the NBA, obviously, and so connected to people around LeBron. And maybe not quite as connected as he used to be, but he still has a better vibe for that situation than most anyone else covering the NBA. Ramona Shelburne is so sourced up with the Lakers. Like, people know she is reported to be close to Jeannie Buss and close to Rob Pelinka. And she has her fingerprints all over this story. Obviously, her name is on it. But all this stuff is legitimate, dude. I need to really impress upon everyone that's watching this and listening to this, this is not me spitballing about some ideas I have, right? This is not Pat McAfee spitballing. This is the real deal. Like LeBron James and the Lakers seem to be headed for a separation, and it's got everything to do with LeBron not feeling like he's not getting the love. And for the first time in the dude's life, he's not getting the love. He'll turn 41 on December 30th, okay? So at 40 years of age, you got to imagine, I mean, since he's 12 or 13, so let's just say 27 years, LeBron James has been the focal point of everything. LeBron James has been the guy on every single team he's been on. And that goes up to organizations, He makes decisions and cities crumble, look at the decision in Cleveland. And then what does he do? He anoints other cities to be champions. And now he can't get any love. And the Lakers are basically like, thanks, but after this season, you're welcome to go any way you would like. And he's pissed. And his feelings are hurt. And as much as that guy is a superstar, this is also just a study on psychology. He's clearly still insecure with a lot of stuff to prove, as we all are. By the way, this is a great lesson for anybody out there going to work today that is having some insecure feelings about how you might perform at work or how you're being viewed by the boss at the office, right? Or by the folks up in the C-suite. What do they think about me? Yo, LeBron's thinking the same thing. It's all relative, right? I mean, on a much different level he is, but we're all wired the same, man. We put our pants on one leg at a time, and the psychology inside our head is only as good or as healthy as we work on it to be. And I'm sure LeBron does stuff for his mental health. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying I can totally understand how someone like him would feel this way. I can totally understand how the Lakers would feel this way. I can totally understand how Brian Windhorst would maybe enjoy writing that article a little bit. And that, to me, is just an opinion, right? But I know that Ramona Shelburne has amazing sources that really seem to illustrate here that the Lakers are ready to move on from LeBron. And the way that they wrote that story, that's why I want you guys to read it, because it will give it so much more just due. Give it its just due, as opposed to me telling you about it. Those four people, because Luka, his manager is a woman, but, Luka's manager, Luka, Rob Pelinka, and J.J. Redick going out, leaving that, swanky L.A. restaurant during primetime hours where they all walk out together, brothers in arms, ready to start this new chapter in Lakers basketball history. And they're without arguably the best basketball player of all time who's on the active roster now, right? I'm not arguing he's the best player of all time, but I just said best player in the last 30 years, and that's hands down. I don't think LeBron will be a Laker. I don't want to say too much longer, but I will say after the trade deadline, which is a long time from now, a lot can change. Any move involving LeBron over the summer, specifically with the Cavs, the Clippers, Miami, and Golden State, will not surprise me now. And I do think he has that no trade clause. That's the last little bit of leverage it seems like he has in LA. And I think LeBron is just shook right now, as I would be. I think that hearing Rich Paul talk to Frank Isola, it sounded like it sounds like nobody is being straight, right? Nobody's being straight. And these other NBA front office people are at Summer League talking to Isola about, hey, there's probably going to be a trade. Teams could make a move for him. And this is a riveting story because it's got all the major players, and it's something to totally keep an eye on. But it's not a bad ending. It's just life. This is all life being lifey,